I appreciate everybody that's here today. And what we're going to be doing is doing a drive-through through the Conscious Leadership Network, just the whole platform itself, to explain how it's put together, why it's put together, and to start kind of breaking apart what's confusing, what's not confusing, and if we can get to it, like what can we do better? And so this is just pretty much step one out of many of integrating the community for feedback to really design this thing so that we can get laser focused on what's going to work for everybody. Because right now it's in its infancy. It really is. So here we go. This is the Conscious Leadership Network. And so for people that use it, some people only use it on their phones. And the user experience on a phone is very, very different than the user experience on your actual desktop or an iPad or something like that. And so we're going to do this drive-through on a desktop so that you can see the whole form for that we're using to create the ultimate functionality of what we're doing. So here we go, and we're clicking on the home screen. So when we click on the home screen, we come right here to the main feed. And this is where, I guess if you're thinking of social media, this is where the main feed for the community is found. This is where people post things, like I posted an article today, Jeremy does lives, Xavier posts questions. Anybody in the community can come in here and do any of this stuff. This is a place to connect, share thoughts, create topics of conversation for people to connect and kind of move through. Now, on this main page, main section, you can scroll down a little bit and you can get to featured. Featured shows what are the things that we're highlighting in the community right now. Right here, you can see today's meeting that we're having at this moment, something Jeremy has going on. This is something Bella has going on. You can see the date. These are all the events. These are connected here. See where this says live. All of these things, not all of them, most of these things are going to be connected to the event section. This is a live that Xavier did that he wanted the community to see. These are just different things that we have going on, right? So things that are featured, tribes, some courses that we have that people might be interested in, etc. So again, this is the main feed for communication and connection. And right here on mine, and your guys is going to be similar. I mean, I have the admin kind of view on mine. You're going to have this little plus as well. And this is where you can go in and create your posts. You can do a quick post, questions or polls, events. Some people are going to have permissions to do articles. Some people are going to have these permissions as well, but the general community is going to have the ability to do posts, questions, and things like that. And to do that, to make one of these, if you want to do like a question or poll, you go and you click on that little plus sign and you type in your question. Like why are you here, right? Great. See, it already has a little question mark. And this is making this as a poll type question. You can have different types, a multiple choice, a hot and cold, and a percentage. So you make your question here, and then you can connect it to a topic. And we'll talk about the topics later, like what their true purpose is. But whenever you post a question, you ideally want to find a topic that you most resonate with, because this question will then get posted in the main community, but it's also going to then get connected with the topic that this question most resonates with, right? I'm not going to post this at that moment, but that's the core concept there. So this is the home area. Then we can get into the discovery. And again, this whole user experience is very different on desktop than it is on mobile. Discovery is going to show everything that is located inside of this network. As you can see, discovery, this is our welcome area. And this shows the things that we find are the most important for you to get up and get going in the community. Like right here, we have this live we have right now. Jeremy posted refining the way that you approach the Conscious Leadership Network, which has a lot to do with the fact that this isn't social media and it shouldn't be addressed in the way that social media is, or even try to be navigated in that way, other than some kind of basic concepts of communication in the main feed. This is an event that we just had, the roundtable. Here's welcome to the Conscious Leadership Network and the new member flow, the ambassador game. These are things of how people can actually get started in here. If they go through and read these different things that are going on, like that we find that are really important. Now, events, this links here to this event section. These are upcoming events in the near future. This kind of highlights what's going on. Featured are, like I showed you in the main feed, things that we think you guys would want to be interested in. Xavier's post, things we have going on, courses, whatever, things that are featured. Topics relate to these topics right here. You can go in and check what topics, what are the main topic of conversations that are kind of the top areas that people are most interested in right now. And we've created these topics to curate those ideas. Top posts, kind of the way that it works in social media, like what's getting the most interaction, where are people most interested, and where are people focusing their attention on right now. Top posts. See, this is all a snapshot. You can see the top members, who's engaging the most. Members near me. If you click on members near you, you're going to be able to go in and see, like, literally by location, who lives in your state, who's closest to you. And then top courses, we also offer courses. These are the main courses right now that are the most popular. So anyway, that's discovery section. And then we have the members. When you go in the members area, this is where you can see all the different members that are in the community. Again, this is reflecting back to the discovery area. Who are the top members? Who is interacting the most? And as people interact more and more, you're going to see them getting connected with the different badges, right? So it shows your efforts and, you know, how many people you're bringing into the community. Most people aren't inviting people in yet, whether that's because they don't, you know, whether they're finding value in it, they don't understand, you know, it just depends. But this shows, you know, who's active, right? Near you, you can filter and see who's closest to you. This person, Donna, she's in Denver. I'm in Colorado. I'm 20 minutes outside of Denver. Carrie's from Denver. Elza Beata. Oh, this looks like Robin. Robin's in Denver. Lulu is in Boulder. Alex, see, you're in Loveland, and on and on and on. But then we get further away, right? So you can see immediately who's closest to you, who are the newest members, and then who are the hosts. You know, the whole purpose of the hosts is that we're the ones that are building. We're building the community, right? We currently have tribes, our own tribes. Many of us do. We have our own courses, but the hosts are here to build the network and facilitate connection and conversation. But we're not really here to be the ones to educate everybody on everything, because the concept of this, the Conscious Leadership Network, is that it is an actual network of individuals coming in and creating their own authority around things, ideas, concepts, modalities, practices, businesses that they have leadership in, that they're growing, that they're developing, that they're interested in, right? But the hosts are the ones that are core to the network and that are building it, right? But whether our information resonates with people in the community or not, that's another thing. Ambassadors, you can see that you gain status with as you invite people into the community. And again, here you can see who's online right now. So this is us. I'm not sure why it's not showing Jeremy. Well, maybe he's not online because he's on Zoom. So, but who's online right now? But with the members, things that you can do also is, as you find people that you're interested in, that you like the things that they're talking about, you can go to that person, like we'll say Jeremy, and you can click follow. And now you're going to be following Jeremy to get the information that he's sharing with you. He talks about some really cool stuff. You know, however, you know, if you don't want to follow Jeremy, then you can unfollow. Or if you think Jeremy's completely obnoxious, you can block Jeremy. It's all up to you what information that you're receiving. You can block me. You can block any one of us. You can follow all of us. Follow none of us if you want to have your feed with like everything coming at you all the time. But it's designed so that you can curate the actual content that you want to have. And you can even click on say hello, and it will take you to a chat area where you can say hello to the host or the person in the community. So you can do this with anybody in the community, right? So this is a way for you to connect, make friends, collaborate, all of that. Here's the about section. So in about, this is just about the network, the Conscious Leadership Network, what we do. This is the description of who we are. And, this is a description of who we are and what we're about. However, you have to keep scrolling and going down to this welcome section where it has the curated information of what it's going to take to get you up and running in the community. Again, this showed up over here in the Discover area, but it's connected to the About section. And so when you're in the About section, you can go through here and click on these different tiles that show up. And if you go here, welcome to the Conscious Leadership Network, this tells you exactly how to curate the content that you want to have inside the network. It talks about notifications, how to update your settings, going into your personal settings, how to personalize the activity feed for yourself, what the Matey Network is. And this is where you're encouraged to share a 1-minute introduction from your profile page, our guidelines, and then just checking in with what we're doing. But this is the literal setup of how to create and curate the content that you want to see. Right here is the new member flow to give you an idea of what this flow is, what this is about, right? And you can click here to learn more about our ambassador game. But I think the key one here is that people aren't utilizing is how to actually curate your content so that you're not drinking from a fire hydrant of information all the time that's not relevant to you, right? You want to have information that's relevant to you. And there's multiple places too in here where you can invite people to join the network. You're just always going to see the button that says invite, and you can invite by going in here and adding email addresses, and then it will just click send. And you also, everybody has their own link where if you don't want to send an email and you want to drop something in your social media, you want to drop something in a newsletter, you want to put it on your website, all you got to do is copy this link and post it wherever. And then anybody that comes into the network is going to be connected directly to you. So it's basically an affiliate link. It has this pre-made template right here. So people are aware you're inviting them to the Conscious Leadership Network. And I believe everybody else can see the status of the invites of what you've sent. Again, I have the master controller here of how the network works. So now we're going to get into topics. Topics are designed to literally have curated content that you are interested in. So we have created these specific topics because they have been in alignment with the things that the current hosts in the community have been the most interested in discussing or have the potential to discuss. Everything from creative evolution to business and systems, which we're going to be bringing in Nisha Zachary, who is the COO of Authority Establishment. I'm the CEO. We run the entire community. We own it, which I'll back up and talk to you guys about this in a minute, to bring in it to talk all about business and systems. And I'll integrate why this stuff is important in a little bit. But these are all topics that you might find interesting to follow, right? And you may not find integrative health, which is what I do, and quantum medicine interesting. Maybe all you're going to want to follow is physical fitness and activity. Maybe you're just into meditation or the culture and the arts. Or maybe all you want to do is talk about politics and activism and not be a jerk about it, but have conscious discussions, right? So maybe that's what you would want to connect with. So anyway, these are all the different topics that we have. But then when you get inside the topic, and we'll go to quantum medicine. Well, first you can click on follow. You're like, oh, this is something cool I want to do. You can literally follow this topic. Boom. Now you're going to always be notified when new content is connected there. And then the content that can be contributed is not just from me and not just from the host, it's from anybody in the community that has information, ideas, thoughts that they want to share. This is to curate conversation of topics and conversations that everybody has available. So quantum medicine, right? Then once you go inside quantum medicine, you can see, at least I can see, and I think you guys can see too, who is currently following this topic. So when you get inside this topic, you can then see all the posts that have been put into the main feed of the community, but have been connected to this topic as something that people can go back and reference. So this is where the content literally becomes curated content. And so if you are following quantum medicine, if you're following integrative health, if you're following whatever, you're going to get the notifications of anything that is posted in here. This is the post that I created today. I posted in here called the frequency. It's about the frequency of fear. And when I created this post, I dropped in a photo. I wrote my little thing here. But then what I did was I attached it to this topic, quantum medicine. So it showed up in the main feed of the community, but it connects to quantum medicine. So this is always going to be here. This is always going to be the content that is connected to the concept of quantum medicine. And if we, when we have the Conscious Leadership Network 5 years from now, we're going to have 5 years worth of content about quantum medicine that people can go in to search this topic and look for keywords, look for statements, look for whatever, and see what has been discussed about quantum medicine. We're creating a library of thoughts and ideas and potential collaborations, right? It's really, really cool stuff. But again, you're choosing what you want to follow. So topics are all about curated content. You don't follow what you don't want to follow. That's just how it is, right? Now, in these topics, things that are important to know about, opportunities and offers. The opportunities and offers inside of the CLN, these are things that we have going on the business side of things. So to back out a little bit on the business side of things, to explain a little more overarching about the Conscious Leadership Network. The Conscious Leadership Network is a part of Authority Establishment. I'm the CEO of Authority Establishment, and my business partner, Nisha Zachary, is the COO. And we started the Authority Establishment to ultimately work with the alternative health transformational practitioner community, overarching people that are wanting to affect positive change in the world. And most people have been working from a grassroots level, and that has impact, at the grassroots level. But if we want to come together as individuals and establish our individual voice of authority, we have the tools and technology available for that. The Authority Establishment is digital marketing, it's funnels, it's business services, right? And so with that overarching concept of creating voice of authority for us as individuals who have been working at the grassroots level, moving into community, state, country, international level of getting our voice of authority out there through the utilization of technology, of web services, of SEO, of funnels and marketing, of bringing clients to you, of creating authority around podcasts, social media, all of that kind of stuff. There's so much that we have going on, of getting published for that matter, right? And so we branched off of Authority Establishment and created the Conscious Leadership Network, because the Conscious Leadership Network is an actual literal network of individuals that are disruptors out in the world, that are wanting to establish that voice of authority or wanting to learn about what is this other way of living. And we can come together in a space where the energy is already there to get our voices out there, to create discussions, to collaborate with one another, to get to know people and modalities and businesses and innovations that we never would have had the opportunity to connect with outside, because it's such a, it's the, it's the internet. I mean, if it's hard to find the real stuff that's out there when it's unique and special and individual. And that goes back to being able to create that voice of authority around an individual so that we can find you. We can find each other, but we're creating the Conscious Leadership Network to bring all of these unique individuals together in a collective space where we actually know one another exists. And when we know one another exists, that's when the magic can happen of collaboration and networking and friendships, whether it's in the virtual space or whether it's in real life, when people want to do more in real life again. So when we come back to the opportunities and offers, this has a lot to do with the business systems of what's going on between the partnership of authority establishment and the Conscious Leadership Network. And it's a partnership, but they're married. It's the same company, right? It's part of a company to establish that voice of authority, create connection, collaboration, and networking, right? And so this is where you can come in and find out what are these special things that are going on about course creation and marketing, becoming a tribe leader. Here's my tribe that I'm offering for free for the early adopters right now. We're going to have writing and blogging opportunities. We have Authority HR, which is a whole part of the business that Jeremy's heading up. It's bringing human resources remotely to small to mid-sized companies. Well Care on Demand is a whole healthcare system that we are working towards building together. So this is literally the business part of it, the business of the business opportunities, course opportunities, kind of what's hot right now. So opportunities and offers, that's what it's about. Daily Connection is something that's starting today, and they're posts that I'm going to be putting out every day on different topics to really try to create the community facilitation of content. Today's is going to be about social media and having people drop their social media handles in there so that people can connect, not just inside of the Conscious Leadership Network, but out in the world too, so that we can connect in real time in space in all of these different areas and follow one another and support one another and see what we're doing out in the world. Because the more we understand and see one another, the more ideas and innovation can be sparked of how can we co-create and collaborate together. So be on the lookout. It's probably just posted right now. It's 10 o'clock. So there should be, let's see if it happened in there yet. Not yet. So there's a post that's coming out in just a few minutes. So that's what Daily Connection is about. CLN hosts lives and updates. This is from the hosts in the community where we go live. And actually what's supposed to be in here is just the videos. So we need to reconnect on that. We don't want the events posted in here, but this is the live. So this is a content library of all of our lives that we've done. If you guys want to go back and see them, see what we talked about, see what's going on, see what kind of collaborations are happening right now. But this is also a place where as we get more people involved in the community that want to be leaders, they're going to have opportunities to have their content connected in here as well. The CLN Internet Radio episodes. This is a really, really cool thing that we have the opportunity to participate in now. And what this is I was invited last summer. I was found actually by Business Talk Radio, which is an affiliate of TuneIn Radio, which is second to iHeartRadio in the world, internet radio, right? And TuneIn Radio and Business Talk Radio are married together, and they're also married with iHeartRadio. And what I was given the opportunity to do is create a series around myself, but then also it's not just about me, it's about the Conscious Leadership Network, because they learned about our concept. They learned about what it is that we're actually trying to do with creating this network of profound change makers in the world. And we have a primetime radio series that is backed by TuneIn Radio itself with about a $50,000 network sponsorship right now. Then included in that, we have 4 episodes of TV, which is via Zoom, but it's going to be on TV. And I have been invited to participate in an actual TV show that they're putting together that is then going to be potentially picked up by like the Discovery Channel and all of these big change making Gaia and all of that. And so these radio, the radio series that we have here, the internet radio, is giving us the opportunity to not just get out there to business talk radio, but it's all these other affiliate networks that pick these things up. iHeartRadio picks these things up. These things, it works in the same way as somebody sharing a post on social media. As these episodes get out there, we get more and more traction, more and more people are going to be finding out about what we're talking about. These change makers, this profound network that we're creating. This radio station is huge, 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 huge deal. But that's what this is. And so I'm connecting the weekly radio shows in there for you guys to see. And then as you see down here, these are all the different topics that we are already discussing. When you go into the events section, this is where you can see all of the upcoming events that are going on. And just everything that's going on in the network that you can scroll down and see. And we're going to be having more and more of these as we learn more and more about what people are interested in, right? Nearby means when people are doing things, these are mine that I created here. Nearby is ultimately about like in real life events. What's nearby to you? Are you in Phoenix, Arizona? And oh, here's this thing that's going on in Tempe, or here's this thing that's going on in Phoenix, or I'm in Denver. This event is going on in Denver. And so these events that are here are designed to not just be in the virtual space, but we all know we're in a weird time right now of human connection, and most people aren't super excited about having big events, or maybe their cities don't even let them right now, or their towns. But it's designed to create this community inside of this network so we get to know one another. But then we can take these events that we're having online and bring them back down into real life when the time is right, when people are ready. Or if people are ready now, do it now. Like, that's not for any of us to judge. And so here you can see past events that have happened already. It's like, oh, here's these things that went on. Oh, cool. I would love to maybe go check out Xavier and follow him. And so I can be alerted whenever he has something, something going on. So it's past. And the ones that are say yours are the ones that you are subscribed to going to. The ones that you're either running, if you're a host, or if you're kind of a creator in the community, which is something that we're gonna talk about. But these are the ones that you are directly connected to. So events are really, really important in this community. Then we get down to professions, and professions are cool because as people come into the community, one second, taking a drink. Excuse me. As people are coming into the community, they have the option to pick and choose a profession that most closely connects to what it is that they do. And the professions that are in here are ones that I personally put in here as I was curating all of these alternative modalities, transformational practices, jobs in general. And so we have several hundred types of professions in here, but these are all that I put in here. And if people come in, if there are professions that are not listed, then the host, me, whoever, just needs to, we just need to know, hey, there's nothing for me to connect to in here. And I can go in and add that thing, right? But the professions are in here so that you can see how many other members do what you do. Right now, there's only one person that does access consciousness that's attached to that title, right? But there are 5 members that do business coaching. So you could go in here under the profession of business coach and make a post to all of these members that have connected here. So you can immediately connect to every member of this community that is directly related to the thing that you're most interested in. Or maybe you're looking for a business coach, right? You can go in here and post, hey, I need a business coach. This is the thing I'm struggling with. Who would be interested in talking to me? Like, this is to facilitate that connection. Guys, this isn't social media. This isn't social media at all. This is a true definition of a network, and facilitating the ability to network, connect with other people. right here, if you want to connect with integrative health practitioners, this is where I land. This is where these other three people land as well under integrative health. So if there's something that, somebody comes in and like, I need some help with this, you can go and check into the profession of integrative health, post a thing here that says, I have gut issues. Is there anybody here that can work with me, or whatever that thing is, right? But anyway, again, it's a way to connect directly and do a broadcast message to everybody who's in that profession. Professions are so important, and a lot of people aren't utilizing this feature. They're not positioning themselves to actually be able to network. This isn't Facebook. This isn't any social media platform. This is a network to connect, create, co-create, and do so much more. So much more. So then when we get to tribes, the tribes are communities inside of our main house of the Conscious Leadership Network. So we have the main area where everybody can come in and talk and post and share information. See, here's the thing I just posted. So this is the Follow Friday. So we'll see if people use that, and this connects to the daily connection on topics, just going back to that. But guys, so this is the main area for the general community, people that are just the general community, people that are just out there in the lobby. It's in the lobby of a restaurant. You're waiting in the lobby to be taken to your table or to be taken to the bar. You're there, you're talking, you're communicating with other people, but you're not focused on any one thing. You're in the lobby, right? But when you go to the tribes are sub-communities to the main network. And these tribes are all designed for people to then connect with the exact area of what their greatest interest is. And the tribes that we have in here right now are the ones that the hosts are running, right? They're what we do in our modalities, but they're not the only tribes that can be here, right? Here's my integrative health and quantum medicine tribe. They're not the only tribes that can be here. The concept of this network is to have other people come in and create their own tribes alongside of ours. Because when you come in and you're like, oh, well, there's nothing that I really want to connect with, then most likely you are in the camp of being a creator. And a creator is then somebody who's going to come in and curate that content, curate those innovative ideas, curate that modality. And that would be a good cause for you to want to have your own tribe within our network. But the really cool thing about these tribes coming into our network is that in order for anybody to join any of these tribes here, any of them, they have to first come in through the lobby. Every single person that comes into any tribe, whether we have 5 tribes or we have 1,000 tribes, every person first has to come in through the lobby. It means they have to join the Conscious Leadership Network. And then they join your tribe as well. So they're immediately connected to the general membership. We can call it that, in the lobby. And then they are connected to your tribe. But think of this, as a tribe creator, you now have this general membership of individuals that are coming into the Conscious Leadership Network that are already there looking to learn, transform, create, co-create, innovate, connect, disrupt, all of it. The people are there waiting in the lobby. Every single person. We have 1,000 tribes. We probably have 100,000 people in the lobby, right? And so these people that are then in the lobby, they're interested in your tribe, but then many of them are going to be interested in my tribe as well. And many of the people that are interested in my tribe are going to be interested in your tribe. And so we're creating a network of people, of places where they can go, they can connect with, they can find interest in, and they can dial into exactly what it is that they're most interested in, right? So when you go into the tribe itself, it is a replica of the main, it's almost a replica, I would say, 95% replica of the main community. It's set up exactly the same way. And as a creator, you go in there and you set your tribe up to emulate what it is, how you want to curate your following, how you want to curate the individuals that are in there. Because you have your activity feed, you have your discovery, the members, the about, topics, and events. You have almost all the same stuff that's in the main community. So now you have your sub community to our main community. And the people, and so people can literally, it's like being in an apartment building. People can go and visit your community, then they can step out into the lobby like, oh, so there's a party going on in imagination technology. I'm gonna go over there for now. I'm gonna go check that out. Then you're in imagination technology and you're like, oh, there's this really cool concept that came up. I want to go back over to integrative health and quantum medicine because there was this this talking about quantum health. I wonder what they have to say over there, right? And so it's the ability to dial in exactly what it is that you're most interested in. And again, if you don't find a tribe that interests you specifically, because we're not here to please everybody, we're here to connect with the people that want to connect with us, then most likely you want to create your own tribe, your own network within ours, right? It's a mutually beneficial relationship. But the thing with these tribes too, that you need to understand is now, not only are you connecting with the people inside of the network, but each of these tribes also has its own link that you can share out to the world. You have we can create it so that you have your own landing page out in the world that you can embed in your website, that you can drop in social media, that you can put on your own landing page, that you can share in your newsletters. Like, it's designed to have a back door to the front door. So the more communities we have, the more tribes we have, the more doorways we have into the community. So they come in the front door if they weren't aware of a tribe to begin with, but then they come in the back door or the front door, depending on how they get there, through the tribe itself to come into the main area, to come into the overarching conscious leadership network. Okay, Xavier has a question. Do you want to unmute, Xavier?
No, I didn't have a question. I was just adding my praise. I thought I was doing the hand clap reaction.
Oh, got it. Got the hand clap. Cool. Okay, good. Okay, so yeah, so guys, so the tribes are all additional doorways into the network. But the thing with the tribes too is that you can have a free tribe. We have free tribes, which can then be your lobby coming into your modality or your mindset of whatever the thing is that you're doing. But then they can also be paid, and they can be subscription, they can be paid monthly, they can be paid yearly, a variety of ways to do these things, right? And so, you know, so many people are running these communities on Facebook for free, and they have 10,000 members in there, you know. But if I'm gonna do some like really cheap amount. But if you're running a tribe and you charge $1 to get into your tribe per month for 10,000 members, you're making $10,000 a month for your tribe. Now, why would you want to charge for your tribe? Because you're already doing the work. You're doing your modality. You're putting your energy out there. And the thing that so many of us have the biggest problem with is actually charging for our work. And if we're going to be spending so much time working, curating, connecting, teaching, collaborating, then it is equal to, if not more important than the individual sessions that we do out there, or our overarching companies, or the things that we do. And it's another way to establish our voice of authority, but also have an equal energy exchange to come back. You know, I said $1 for 10,000, but if you do $10 per head for 10,000 per month, what is that, like 100,000 a month? You know, and it's, you're getting paid your worth and your value, because if there's 10,000 people following you, you're giving away diamonds every day, valuable information. So important, right? But then you're also creating community around what you do, and you're expanding your touch, you're expanding your reach. So then we get into courses. We also do course hosting, but the course hosting is very, very different than any of those other course hosting platforms out there, because what we have available is the courses work exactly the same way as the communities do, in that, and for somebody to join a course, and courses can be set up so that they're viewed internally to the network, or you can have a link and a landing page external to the network, which is another front door or back door into the Conscious Leadership Network, right? And you can set your courses up for, for the people that are coming in to join your course, whether it's an evergreen course, which is static content that you're not integrating with, or whether this is a course that you integrate with as the teacher. Every person that comes into your course has to join the main Conscious Leadership Network. And so again, we're populating the general community of the Conscious Leadership Network, of the people that are coming in to learn and grow with you. And so whether they were aware of the Conscious Leadership Network in and of itself, they are coming in as people that are already interested in what we do. They're curated. It's by design. And so everybody that lands in our main general membership of the Conscious Leadership Network is already there to learn, grow, transform, disrupt, connect, network, make change in this world. Whether they're looking for my modality or whether they resonate with Xavier or Jeremy, in addition to you. It's by design. Every course is a front door or a back door to come into the community. Every additional tribe is a front door or back door to come into the community. Then the community itself has its own front door to come in, right? This stuff is huge. It's such a big deal. It's really profound what we can actually do with all of this. And so to look into a course, here's one of mine that I've done, the 10 Days of Transformation. They're able to be set up to emulate the community itself. So look at this. This looks exactly like the community, right? This creates a feed where you can build an entire community around the course that you're hosting. But the difference here is that you have an area where you build out your course material. And it's very robust how you can build this out. And so the course that you're running, if this is a type of course where people will benefit from sharing with one another their experiences, having coaching opportunities with you, whatever that is, it's built around having that community, right? It functions entirely the same way as the general membership or the tribes, but you have the course material. And for this one, I turned on the activity feed, okay? And I'll show you what I mean by turning on my activity feed. Because I have a second version of my 10 Days of Transformation. This is the one that is instructor integrated, but then I have a do-it-yourself version. And with the do-it-yourself version, I turned off the community, I turned off the events, and I turned this into purely evergreen, 100% evergreen. All it has is course material, and all it will have are, the members that are in here. Nobody's in here yet because I just created this other version. So evergreen means something that you can then put out to the world that you don't have to be integrated with, and it's residual income. People come in and take your course and do the thing, and you don't have to participate in any of it, right? And you can charge less for that course. So the courses are a huge part of also what we're doing, because you're creating your course within our network, but it's then accessible to the people in our network, which right now we have a few hundred. What we're shooting for is tens of thousands, right? So you have a curated community right there already who's poised and positioned to be interested in what you do, course or tribe. But then you have your landing pages to put out to the world. Now, how this dovetails into the tribes and the courses is where we look at our services. And what services are, this link takes us out to the Authority Establishment's website. This is the parent company, I guess you could say. It's the main company. Conscious Leadership Network is a part of the Authority Establishment. And this is where all of the digital services are accessible. Digital services are available to then create your voice of authority around your modality, around your profession, around your innovations, around whatever it is that you do. And these services are here for search engine optimization, reputation management, website design, social media, targeted advertising, online security. So all the core foundational things that are required to get out into the virtual space. But with this, we also have other services, business services of working one-on-one with Nisha, with branding, creating funnels, podcasts. We have all of these other ways to get people out to the world. And so you can take your courses and your tribes, they can get wrapped into the websites, wrapped into your landing pages that are done, and then promoted through these, for Facebook advertising, Google advertising, funnels, marketing, all of that. Because to really get out there and have that impact, there's got to be a way for it to get out past that grassroots level, right? There has to be a way to get out past the grassroots level. And that's where digital services come into play to establish that voice of authority for you individually in the virtual space in all of these different ways. And so it's absolutely critical to what we do for individuals that want to get out of just purely grassroots, the grassroots level, guys. So, let's see, what else is here? Oh yeah, and the chats. So we have the general chats. This is the main, for the main community. There's the members chats where we can go and drop something. Hey, things are going on, right? Members chat's important. Not everybody can see this on mobile. A lot of people can only see this on desktop. That's a Mighty Networks thing. That's a platform that we use. Those chats are available in your tribes, in your courses with the communities as well. So that is the hardcore run through that took longer than I anticipated because there's so much here and everybody's here, of what the Conscious Leadership Network is about. So now I stopped screen sharing, and if you guys want to come back and talk about this with me, we can do that.